Hello everyone. Okay, first a quick introduction. I am Gabriele Tempesta. I am an industrial designer, former industrial designer, well, that's debatable. And I worked as a design consultant in China for about 10 years. And now I am in Italy, in Politecnico di Milano. I am a researcher and PhD candidate in a research group called LeNSlab POLIMI, which is coordinated and created by Professor Carlo Vezzoli. Carlo Vezzoli basically created the whole idea of these LENS labs. What does LENS mean? LENS means Learning Network on Sustainability. And this was basically a project that Professor Vezzoli coordinated from 2010 to 2019, where he created, together with other partners, he basically coordinated this huge network of universities, over 160 universities, all over the world, in every part of the world. And the goal of this project was to diffuse design for sustainability, and so basically train the next generations of sustainable designers. And actually, there were also collaborations with the University of Tehran already for a long time. And in 2024, the University of Tehran became officially part of the LENS network. So you are part of the family, and so as a member of the family, I'm here today to give you my best wishes for the Industrial Design Day and to tell you a couple of words related to the topic of this year, which is resilience. Now, resilience, it's an interesting word because it has a very long history. It comes from a Latin word, resilire, which basically means to jump back, to bounce back into position. And it was originally used in physics and material science. So a resilient material is a material that recovers its properties. It absorbs the shock, it deflects, and then bounces back to its original position or recovers its original properties or shape. And then in the 20th century, the ecologists started to apply this idea of resilience to ecosystems, so to describe the ability of ecosystems to recover from shock, to absorb the shock and recover and survive. And then also in recent time, we hear a lot about resilience, emotional resilience in psychology, as the ability of humans to recover from trauma, basically. But what does this all mean to you? Because you are industrial designers, or at least many of you are probably industrial designers. What does resilience actually have to do with industrial design? From the perspective of design for sustainability, resilience is actually a very important word, because when we talk about environmental sustainability, what we actually mean is to create a way of living, a production consumption system that does not exceed nature resilience. So it does not exceed the ability of natural systems to absorb the impact from human activities and recover without irreversible damage. So it's actually a very important concept, that of resilience in environmental sustainability. And so one of the ways that designers can contribute to creating systems that are resilient are by changing how we design products. So if we manage to design products in a way that minimizes the environmental damage and also maximizes the contribution, the regeneration of the environment, that definitely contributes to staying within these limits of resilience of the natural systems. And one way to do that we teach in LeNSlab POLIMI, is life cycle design. So designing products by keeping into account their life cycle and trying to minimize the impact across every phase of the life cycle. So life cycle design, eco-design are ways to design products so that they do not exceed the resilience limits of natural systems. But of course, we can also be even more ambitious. We can use design to reach a more systemic level of resilience. If you think about a lot of the systems that we depend on, for example, energy, food, manufacturing, all of them rely on very large, mostly centralized structures. You can think about centralized power plants, centralized food production, the massive farms and the massive supermarkets, etc. Or even manufacturing. I mean, most of the stuff that we use is basically centralized, produced by large factories far, far away. And whenever some kind of shocks economic shocks, environmental shocks, any kind of shock hits this system, they collapse. And I mean, I don't need to make examples of that because you know it better than me. It happened many times whenever there is a kind of external shock, pricing shock, that these systems collapse, and we all feel the consequences of these problems. So centralized systems tend to be fragile. They are the opposite of resilient. They tend to break whenever there is an external shock. And so, on the other hand, we actually should go towards resilient systems, because resilient systems are leaner and they are more distributed. When you distribute a system, whenever there is an economic shock, they are better able to withstand it because the system is distributed. You can think about a net, you know, when you basically hit a net, all the system reacts in unison and is able to better absorb the shock and bounce back into position. And now it may seem a little bit abstract, but as a matter of fact, these resilient systems already exist. If you think about, for example, renewable energy generation, solar panels installed in different homes and offices, or growing food in small decentralized farms, or for example 3D printing and like 3D distributed manufacturing. So there are many ways to design and create these distributed systems which are inherently resilient, and designers have a big role that they can play. So system design for sustainability is all about that, how to use design to rethink products and their business model in a distributed way so that we can design systems that can enable our production consumption systems to be more resilient. Of course, I would like to say more, but I don't have a lot of time. But in any case, what I want to really communicate is that designers, even though this scale might seem really big, designers actually do have a role, a key role to play to make our systems more resilient. And so all we need is to have the knowledge and the skills. And as a first step, of course, I will encourage you to visit our website in LeNSlabPOLIMI.it. Anyway, Professor Haidari will give you the links, will give you the resources, and you can find all the knowledge about life cycle design and system design for sustainability available 100% for free. Now, I want to step back from design a little bit and just go towards the conclusion and share my own personal thought about the topic of resilience. So I know, like you know, that we are living in very difficult, uncertain, and completely unpredictable time. Possibly this is the most unpredictable age in history, given AI and all of the other things that are happening at the political and geopolitical level. So it's an extremely difficult period. There is no denying of that. And there is no comfort words that I can share, honestly. It's difficult for everybody, and we all know that. So all I can tell you is this. If there was a country that truly embodies the word resilience, without a single doubt in my mind, it would be your country. It would be Iran. You faced all over, like the over 2,000 years of history, 2,500 years of history, you faced invasions, wars, economic sanctions. No matter what life threw at Iran, Iran took the hit and recovered. Every single time, without exception, including the present situation. So I think Iranians are basically resilience made flesh and bone, and no other country, no other population can claim that. So I don't know if this is of any comfort, but I really don't know what the future holds, but I'm certain that if you draw upon your inner resilience, which is really baked into the Iranian DNA and culture, I know that no matter how many other times life hits you, you will always bounce back and prevail against adversity of any type. And this also means prevailing against a broken system, a broken way of producing and consuming things that is also destroying humanity's way of living. And so I'm sure that if you tap onto your inner resilience, you will be able eventually to use design as a way to change the world for the best. And I don't know if any of this makes sense, but I will stop my ramblings here. I just want to thank Professor Haidari for contacting me and for inviting me to join you in this special day. And I want to send you a huge and warm hug from Italy, from LeNSlab POLIMI. And I love you all, and I really look forward to meet you guys in person at some point, or anyway, please let me know if you're coming to visit POLIMI. By all means, get in touch, and we will welcome you with open arms. And for the rest, well, the fundamental message is happy World Industrial Designers Day. Love you guys. Ciao.